this girl. She's in every version of Final Fantasy 1 and she's always a dancer. Sometimes she has a name and sometimes she doesn't. But she's always full of life and loves standing by this fountain in Cornelia for some reason. But what if I told you that she could or maybe should be a warrior of light, as she knows things that nobody else does? What is she hiding from everyone? And why doesn't she tag along with the party? Could she be having an affair with Garland? Sounds wild, I know. We'll get there. So first off, what do we know about this dancer? In the original version of Final Fantasy 1 for the NES, she gives herself a name, which is Arilon. In every other version of the game, I know this because I went back through every version that I have. For the record, the number of Final Fantasy 1 versions that I have is 5. She doesn't name herself, leaving her to just be this nameless dancer who flirts with a party often. Maybe she's in it for the money. Could that be why she always hangs out by the fountain? I mean, it's not illegal, but come on, man, that's just wrong. You're stealing people's wishes. Anyway, while you're talking to the King of Cornelia, the Chancellor, who doesn't believe you're the Warriors of Light anyway, butts his stupid face into your business to announce that the dancer in Cornelia knows many strange things. Thanks, Chancellor, I don't believe in you either. So you leave the castle, go straight to the Chaos Shrine, and swing your tiny sticks and baby magic spells at an on-purpose weak Garland who knows that you need to progress. I explained this in another video, so go ahead and click on this card to see why Garland is weak on purpose. You don't even have to level up, he's completely beatable at level 1. You bring Sarah back to Cornelia, have the bridge built, and now the game opens up. And she knows. She knows where to go and what to do. Like a devil woman. Alright. She's really not a... But it is odd. I would love to know where she gets her information from, though. If you talk to the people of Cornelia, they really don't know much of what's happening. They're very concerned with saving the crystals for sure, but they don't really know anything past that. It's very broad. Meanwhile, Lil Miss Coin Stealer over here knows where to find the crown. How? Here's the thing. I've searched all over the internet. I've watched videos, I've read articles, and I've found a whole lot of nothing about her. So I played through the game talking to everyone after every event, every crystal, and nothing. Even in Stranger of Paradise, I went through the town and she's not even there. So that's probably not a very good place to look. But I've already mentioned somebody that knows something about the dancer. The Chancellor. How does he know that she knows many strange things? What does this royal official know about a coin-stealing, party-flirting lady that knows more about the crystals and where to find them than anyone else? Well, what do we historically know about chancellors? Buckle up, by the way, there might be some evidence available of a crooked fellow who assists the king in Cornelia, even if you do have to stretch just a little bit. Through looking at various different sources, I found out that the Chancellor is mainly in charge of preparing, supervising, and handing out letters from the king. So we can then deduce that the Chancellor ran errands within the town of Cornelia, definitely meeting and corresponding with the dancer by the fountain who, in true Arilon fashion, presumably flirted with the official. Another responsibility of the Chancellor was to keep track of and ultimately be in charge of finances. Having access to so much coin and currency, and Arilon being a dancer, do you see where I'm going with this? So that line about the dancer knowing many strange things, of course he would know that, but is this really what happened? I looked everywhere and couldn't find anything on the Chancellor, and that kinda led me to believe that the Chancellor is a red herring. The dancer in Cornelia knows where to go at any given time. In the video I linked to earlier, I mentioned that Garland knows of the ultimate plan started by the Lv99s and orchestrates the arrival of the Warriors of Light, which are the characters that you're playing. Could Arilon not only be a coin-stealing, party-flirting, devil woman, all-knowing enigma, could she also be having an affair with Garland? How else would she know where to go and what to do? So in order to get started with this whole theory, we need some sort of evidence. And also, I would love it if you hit the like button on this video. It helps spread the video to more people. Thank you for doing that. Again, some of what I'll be mentioning does come from the video I pointed out before, so please check that out too if you want to see it. The evidence that I could find was sparse, but I think it could be pretty solid if you look at it through the right lens. Garland knows the King of Cornelia, and by proxy knows the Chancellor. Whether the Chancellor was in on the whole plan of having the Warriors of Light save the world and beat Garland without too much trouble or not is up for debate. They certainly know of each other. Garland and Sarah are in this relationship, which sets up the Garland kidnap princess angle later on for the Light Warriors. He didn't really kidnap her, she's just over there visiting her little friend. But in Stranger of Paradise, the princess is in Cornelia just hanging out talking to people in town. The dancer is nowhere to be found. Could she be in the Chaos Shrine, hiding out waiting for Jack to get back? Meanwhile, Sarah is completely oblivious to this whole thing. Now, there's no evidence to support this theory at all, but like I've said in other videos, there's no evidence to disprove it either. What about the idea that the dancer is a traveler from a different place? There's several characters all through Final Fantasy 1 that are in different locations than where they originated. Take this guy here, for instance. His name is Underhill. Yes, he has a name. It took me forever to figure out who Underhill was, but he's the caravan guy that you bought the bottled fairy from. He was originally from another town entirely, and actually, and more impressively, this lady here who is walking around with legs is actually a mermaid from the sunken shrine. The other mermaids in the shrine speak of one of their own who ended up above the surface, and there she is. So it's not too much of a stretch to think that Aurelon originated from a different place in the game and just sort of happened to be in Cornelia. Could it be Melmond whenever the earth started to rot? There's really no more information available in the game or anywhere else for that matter. I think in the end we just have to leave that there, and I hate that. Maybe there's something that I missed entirely, and if you know of anything, please leave it in a comment, and maybe in the future I'll make a part 2 to this video. And also, be sure to check out that video where I made Garland out to be a good guy. Kind of.